Hello, fellow traders. 'Tis I, the Rumpled One, coming to you Friday, February the 19th. The year's 2021. Let's talk trading. It's time for the weekly wrap up. As you know, these videos are for educational purposes only. Your results may differ from mine. Let's take a look here. On the week, we had two gaps that did not fill. So hopefully those traders, if you happen to be trading those pairs, hopefully price moved somewhere towards the gap and you were able to get out with a profit, as everybody else looks like they most likely enjoyed some profit this week. You can see yesterday the pound broke out of its the opening range for the week, and right now we're 97 pips above that opening range. So simple horizontal trade once again paid off nicely. We're 373 pips above the yearly open, 314 above the month, and we're coming up to the last trading week of the month, so this should be interesting. And on the week, 169 pips above the open. And once again, I've been trading the pound for almost a year now, since Walmart and I have been trading together via the phone. And, you know, we can just show you that you can stick with one pair. You don't have to flip-flop around, and you can definitely make some pips. Inside bar trade triggered on the pound 12 days ago. And if you stayed in that trade, actually, you could have gotten in here. If you stayed in that trade, you'd be up 333 pips right this second. Today, lots of pairs over 100 on range, pound clocking in at 84. And you can see it broke out of the previous day's high, now 31 pips above. And those traders who can't sit at their screens all day, the previous day high-low break, those can be profitable trades. Sometimes they don't trigger, but that's okay. But you may want to look at those, because there's a lot of traders say, well, I can't sit at the screen all day like you do. So, and some people don't want to sit at the screen all day. That's one of the type of trades you can look for. That's if you just want to make a quick profit. Now, if you want to sit there and, you know, let the trade go for a couple of days, you might want to consider a different system or method. The rats. What can we say about the rats? Rats put in a high. There was definitely some pips to be made here. Price came out of the zone a bunch of times. It's coming out once again. Range is definitely large enough. Very interesting. We didn't hit the pivot today, and that weekly pivot didn't get touched either. So we're going to have some missed pivots. I'll be looking for those pivots to fill. Don't know when. So we have a missed pivot here. On the daily, we have a missed pivot. So you see we've got two missed pivots so far this month. But we've got another week. Who knows if they'll come back and fill. Wick zone, in and out, and then up and through. The range, lots of range. Yesterday we put in 146 on the day. This month, 472 so far. It's 39 percentile. We definitely were ahead of last month. Looking here at the monthly, that monthly breakout, previous month's breakout, would be worth 253.4 pips at the moment. Daily ranges here from high to close, 24 for the rats. Close the low, 62. There was no green rat trade because we didn't have enough range at the time. High minus open for you buy zone traders, 63, and open minus low, 21 for the buy zone traders. So it triggered both directions, pips to be had. And here on the monthly range, high minus the previous high, 277. Previous low minus the low, we never broke the low, so that's why that number's negative. Now we can switch time frames. I want to show you traders something. Right now you can see here all these negative numbers and high minus previous high, previous low minus low. That just means price is ranging. It's not really doing much. Got a couple inside bars put in here, but it's just ranging. Somebody would say it would be putting in a distribution or accumulation, consolidation, whatever you want to call it. What price is doing is it's ranging between a high and a low and not moving above those higher lows. And the wall mall method today definitely proved to be profitable, just trading candle color at the line. So you can see here, price opened, didn't break the 30, came down good for almost 20 pips. Here it broke the 20, but on the downside, it didn't break it. Now, once again, you would probably want to wait for a second touch here because price had been moving up. But if you look left, you can see price rejected here at the 10 line. We got rejected again here. So coming up here, do you take it? I mean, you just look left. You saw what happened the last two times. Maybe you might want to say, no, I think I'll pass. And that would have been a smart move. The fourth time, well, that trade would have been worth, if I can only get the cursor to tell me. Oh, I need to put it here. Why isn't it telling me what the low was 07, so that would have been worth maybe 2 or 3 pips. And then on this one, pretty much the same. So you can see, obviously, they want to keep the price above this level, this area here. So I'd be to short it at the moment. But taking the trade here at the 20, the wall mall trade, as you can see, you'd be up about 7 pips at the moment. So simple horizontal line trades. Now, I've got something to show you. I was speaking with a trader halfway around the world. He's 12 hours ahead of me. And he's been doing the order blocks. He also does some divergence. So he was showing me a thing or two about the order blocks. But then he also was, telling me about structure. And I learned a couple of things about structure. And he asked me if I could make a dashboard for an indicator that he likes. So just remember, I'm not going over to the dark side here. But what he did was he sent me his indicator called half trend. Of course, I had to modify it to put on the little price box and then the time frame and how many pips price is above or below that line. So then I made a couple multimeters for him. What the half trend multimeter shows you, it just basically shows you the color of the half trend indicator. So you can see on M15, we switch over as the computer's taking its time, and it will show you that it's blue. Now, I think what he's looking to see is all the meters going the same direction to jump in on that trend. It's funny because I guess I worked with the half trend indicator way back around 2009 or something because I had an old template It was just like, because I thought it sounded familiar. But as you all know, I've abandoned the squiggly, so that's why I haven't seen it in a while. The other indicator, the half trend AB for above below, is because it'd be nice to know if when you're looking at the multimeter, is price above it or below it? Now, the thing is, this could either be blue or actually this is sky blue, and the other color that's here, that's tomato, so just blue and red. But if it's above it and it's blue, that means one thing. If it's above it and it's red, I think that means something else. So that's the reason why you've got your 4 different colors. You know, above the half trend and half trend is up is the lawn green color. Below the half trend, but the half trend is up, you have maroon. Above the half trend, but the half trend is down, then you have the dark green. And then I'm saying above the half trend and the half trend's down, dark green. Color below the half trend and the half trend is down, then you get solid red. So that's what I did. So you can use one or both. You really don't need both. You can, because this one will tell you what this one is. Now, the one thing, if there's the half trend and then the half trend TRO modified, if you want to run the multimeters, then you need the half trend that I didn't modify. Reason being is, when I made the indicators, I used the half trend, and then I decided, hey, I want the price box. So then I modified it, but I added all of these inputs. Well, the way the multimeter works, it actually calls the half trend indicator, so the code's not embedded. It makes an external call. Well, the inputs have to line up. And so I spent about the last hour trying to figure out why something wasn't working. And then it hit me like a ton of bricks. You big dummy. You've got to change the inputs in those multimeters. So I decided to just have a separate version. And that's why some of the indicators in the mother load or the TRO build 1300 zip file have a ext suffix. That means they're external indicators. That means another indicator calls them, and they're not to be loaded on the chart by themselves. That wasn't their intention. It's not that you can't load it. It's just you might wonder, what the heck is that? Why is that like that? So anyway, that's just something that I worked on as a favor, thanking the person who took their time to, set up the Zoom call. And we were on the phone, I think, a little over an hour, but explaining to me structure the way they see it and about the order blocks. So it's not really that complicated, but what I have to do is I have to figure out, make it a little bit more precise. One thing I did notice about it was that if you're using the 3LZZ indicator, especially on the 1 minute, and as we're waiting for that to load, one thing he showed me about order blocks was he likes to use the H4 order block, and then you drill down into it and you pick your entry inside that order block. And I'll probably explain a little bit more about that next week. And here's our chart. And let's see. So right here, you've got price coming up, but now it's making a lower high here. So then it makes a lower high, then it makes a higher high. So right there, that was a break of structure. So right here, because it's now making a higher high. So that's just part of that. And then you can see the same thing here, lower high, lower high, lower high, break of lower high. And you can see there's pips to be had. So fellow traders, I hope you enjoyed. I'll give you some more details next week. Have a fun and safe weekend, and always remember and never forget, it's not what you trade, it's how you trade it. So go out there and drain the banks. This is the Rumpled One, over.